Well, the last thing for James Gunn's Superman movie to do, it had its theatrical thing. It was a triumph. Critics loved it. Audiences loved it. Made over $600 million. Then it hit VOD, climbed to the top of the VOD charts. It was the number one seller, blah, blah. And now it's on HBO Max. And apparently it's crushed it on HBO Max. As outlets are now reporting, the James Gunn Superman makes HBO Max history, joining Warner Brothers' $1.4 billion hit. The story basically goes like this. Superman has hit now HBO Max. It's available on HBO Max. And it's become the absolute number one top viewed thing in its first 10 days since Barbie, which was a $1.4 billion film in theaters. They say it garnered over 13 million views in its first 10 days, again, dwarfing everything else that they've had come out in the last number of years. And again, right up there with Barbie, which once again was a $1.4 billion film in there. So, I mean, Rob, we were talking about Fantastic Four the other day that, it made over $500 million at the theaters. That's kind of pedestrian for a Marvel, like historically for a Marvel Cinematic Universe film. But I mean, the people on the home video front of it have kind of flocked to it. It's number one on the charts. It's all that kind of stuff. Superman, again, did better than Fantastic Four did, made over 600 million. But again, it enjoyed success on the PVODs. It's now enjoying success on HBO Max. Got to figure everybody's seen it by now. But I feel like now this is the last thing for it to do, right? It had to come out in theaters. We talked a lot about it. It had to come out on PVOD. It did that. We talked a lot about it. Had to come out on HBO Max. So here it is. This is probably the last thing we need to talk about with Superman because there's nothing left for it to do except for put out a sequel. So we're looking forward to Man of Tomorrow.
Steelbook. We got to talk about the Steelbook.
That's the next big thing. So Rob, I mean,
there's like 4 different ones.
Yeah, there's a number.
There's you go Amazon Italy has different ones, and there's like there's great steelbooks there too.
So this is a question we've asked before, with the legs that the movie had, then it's PVOD. But let's ask it again now with this additional perspective and context. What is it about this movie that has just on whatever medium it was playing in, whether it was in theaters, on rental, now on HBO Max? What is it about this film that had all the things working against it that it had working against it, that has the audiences keep flocking to it every new medium it pops up in? What's its staying power?
Well, first of all, I do think that it's playing well with family audiences. It's not your typical family fare where they get animation or they get, something. This is a movie that's a different kind. Yes, somebody gets shot in the head. Perhaps not the most family-friendly thing in the world. But
remember how stunned you and I both were when they did that?
Yeah, I was stunned.
I think you and I kind of looked at each other and like, whoa, holy crap.
But this movie is I think it really is family-friendly. I think kids probably love it. I know that if I'd seen this movie when I was 8, I mean, I saw the original Superman, the movie, when I was 11. But if I saw this movie when I was 8 because of all the super science and the craziness and crypto and all the stuff that's in it, I would have watched it incessantly, over and over and over and over again. So I think that's part of it. I think that it's got a family audience to it. And I think it's just fun. There's no pretension to it. It's wacky. I mean, you never know. When you watch this movie, you never know what's going to happen from scene to scene to scene. I mean, if you think about it, because I've watched it a couple times, and I'm just like, this movie has, I mean, people could say that's a failing of the film, but I would say I really like the fact that it's kind of got everything in it. Like the opening scene. And I keep watching the behind the scenes. I think that's another thing about it. They've released the behind the scenes material on digital and stuff. And I love the behind the scenes of the making of this movie because it's also fun. And I think this movie has there's an aura of, it just puts a smile on your face, man. And it's not pretentious or portentous. It's just fun. It's just trying to make you have a good time. And we don't get that a lot.
Yeah, and I think there have been films that have tried to do it.
Yeah.
And some of them succeed, some of them don't. Superman knocked it out of the park. And listen, and I say this, I like to keep giving this context. Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie.
Yeah.
It still is. But I loved this Superman movie. I thought it was great. And, again, whenever this comes up, like I just saw somebody in the live chat, wait a minute, didn't Man of Steel do better? Well, here's the thing. Imagine I'm going to give you a sports analogy. Try to stay with me. Let's say that Jonathan and Rob were both going to be NBA coaches. Rob was given a team with LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Carl the Mailman Malone, and, Steve Nash.
I know who all those people are.
So this is hockey we're talking about?
Yeah.
Jonathan was given a team of me, Christian Harloff, and Dennis Zen.
Hey, man.
Only 3 guys. Now, they both go into the NBA season. Guess what? Rob's going to win more games. Does that mean Rob was the better coach? No, it does not. I give that analogy because when Man of Steel came out, which again is my favorite, when Man of Steel came out, the DC brand hadn't been run into the ground. There was fresh new optimism and fresh new excitement.
And Marvel was huge too.
And Marvel had lifted the excitement around comic book movies to record highs.
Mm-hmm.
And Superman was coming off of, it had been years, but it was coming off of the Christopher Nolan Batman films. And about 23% more people were going to the movies the year that Man of Steel came out than do today. Today, Superman comes out in the shadow of a destroyed, ruined, and rubbleless DCEU that was run into the ground, that everybody had abandoned and given up on. Fewer people are going to the movie theaters in this era, and yet Superman still managed to make over 600 million, and Man of Steel made over 600 million as well, but a little bit more. But I would argue, as somebody who Man of Steel is my favorite of the Superman movies, given the context that Man of Steel came out in and all the wealth of advantages it had over this Superman movie, it should have done a hell of a lot better financially than this Superman movie did. The fact that this Superman movie did as well as it did in its current circumstances is nothing short of remarkable. Going back to the Sports Illustration, if in that league, Jonathan Voico took his team to the finals against Robert Meyer Burnett's team, even if Jonathan teams loses, that would have been a remarkable accomplishment with me, Christian Harloff, and Dennis Zen as the 3 players on the team.
Rocky 1, man. We went
It'd
the
be like
distance.
Rocky 1. Yeah. So, I mean, anyway, context is king, and context means anything. And again, I say that as somebody whose Man of Steel is my favorite movie. But again, it's incredible to see its final leg now hitting streaming, still enjoying that kind of success. It's amazing to see. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. One of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Superman has just broken a number of records for HBO Max and being the highest viewed thing they've had since a $1.4 billion Barbie film hit it. Whatever you guys take away from that, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.